City Chiefs, their coaching staff is right to the right, and I wanted to send a signal. Go ahead and run it on first down. That's okay, because this guy coming straight ahead now, when Okoye gets himself square, look at this. The hole is perfect. There's no such thing as a one-arm tackle on Christian Okoye. And you better wrap your arms around him.
All right, we understand now we're having a little bit of an audio problem from Kansas City this afternoon right now. We're going to work on that to clear that up. 16-yard run by Christian Okoye. First down at the 40-yard line. Okoye again. Good push on the pass. As he pushes right on that rookie offensive lineman, David Zott, number 79, who was his lead blocker on the play, and he gets down to the Seattle 37.
Well, you know, Okoye, when he runs in on that play there, it looks like nothing. I mean, he hits the line, but with his strength, his leg drive, he picks up 3 yards on the play, and it looks like he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the play here. Watch Okoye. Now, he's hit right at the line of scrimmage here, but he ends up 3 yards downfield.
Stephon Page in motion. Okoye gets it again. This time takes it outside and gets it inside the 35-yard line to the 34. Cortez Kennedy and Patrick Hunter are there. And I also noticed that Nesby Glasgow is back in the game. He went out with a bruised wrist in the first half.
What Okoye is trying to do is, because you have Bill Jones back there, the forgotten man, he hasn't carried the ball, and he probably won't carry the ball more than one time a ball game. But here he comes, and Okoye follows him. Bill Jones is there. He makes the block. Okoye gets back to the outside. When he gets the block on Nesby Glasgow, Glasgow gets back into the play, but Okoye already picked up 5 yards on the play.
And now they've got third down. Third down and 4. They're 5 for 9 on third down conversions. Interesting they're not in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. And the play goes nowhere. They left a beat early, it looks like, on that offensive line.
John Alt, number 76,
seemed to get ahead of himself a little bit.
Well, that changes it in a big way. Instead of 3rd and 4, it becomes 3rd and 9, and now you go to the shotgun.
Yeah, you're in a 3rd and 4 situation, and you can run from that.
72 offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
So he nails the right side of the offensive line, both of them, Lutz and Baldinger.
He could have gotten the left side, too. He just took a choice.
The only guy that was on there was the center.
But the nice part about it, they're getting the numbers right.
3rd down 9. Kansas City trails 10-6 during the 3rd quarter at Arrowhead. Now you got Jeff Bryant, it looks like, hopping offside. The catch made by Emil Harry, and what a clothesline tackle by Patrick Hunter.
I'm sorry, but I watched Emil Harry going across. It's offside on Seattle, and there is no first down. But Emil Harry has decided he's going to run and take on Patrick Hunter, and it doesn't work. He's going to try and lower his shoulder. He knows he doesn't have the first down yet. Watch this collision.
Offside.
Hello.
77 defense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now you can go back into your running game again with Jones and Okoye.
Kansas City's will get the 5 yards back that they lost on the play before because Bryant was offside. As DeBerg is in the huddle, Paul, Kansas City's offense has gone 8 quarters now without scoring. The last time they scored, as a matter of fact, was in the Kingdom just before the first half ended in that ball game that they lost 19-7. So it's more than 8 quarters ago since they've scored a touchdown. Now 3rd down. Okoye trying to get the first down. He does not. And the crowd did not like the play call.
They didn't like the play call. I kind of agree with them a little bit, because instead of getting Okoye going straight up the field, they have Okoye going off on an angle. He's more powerful, as we talked about before, running straight ahead. Now they're going to go for it on 4th down, I would imagine.
And it's 4th and 3, Paul. It's not like it's 4th and 1 now. They're going for it on 4th down and 3. Marty Schottenheimer rolling the dice here early in the 3rd quarter.
It's an awful lot of pressure on your defense if you don't make it.
He's got it. Stephon Page did not want to go down after he made the catch. First down. Good gamble.
It's It's always a good gamble when it works. Jimmy, that's right. They've got a great defense. They had a breakdown. And Chadwick scores a touchdown. But here comes Stephon Pace now. He's going to come all the way across the field. He's going to leave Harper there, but that pass is right on target. And did you notice the way Stephon Pace got his body square, so Harper had no chance to make the interception or knock the ball down.
6:14 left here, third quarter. The Chiefs go on 4th and 4 and get the first down. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Oh, he threw it on the wrong side of Thomas. Could be picked off. Let's see who they're going to give it to. No, they give it to Kansas City. That was a 50-50 ball, and Dwayne Harper was right there. So was Rob Thomas, but they say Thomas had it.
When they come down, 2 guys with the ball, it goes to the offense, and they're giving it this to the offense. No matter whether Harper comes up with the ball afterwards or not.
Kansas City's getting right up to the line of scrimmage.
Here's the play
so
here.
That, they get no replay.
You're right. This ball was thrown on the wrong side. But the ball was there. Rob Thomas had it.
So we do not get the officials to take a look at that. And Okoye runs the ball to the 15. That's what they did, right? They went right up to the line of scrimmage to run that play.
Well, they didn't want to take a chance on looking at a replay. But once the official made the decision, I don't think that the replay can overrule that decision because it's called on the field. But now we see Christian Okoye going straight ahead. Look, see how square he is here, Jim?
Yep.
When he's this square, you better take him on low and take his feet out. That's why you don't want to run him wide.
The ball is at the Seattle 15-yard line. Okoye to the 10, to the 8.
Jimmy, not to belabor a point, but you look at Okoye square, and this is what puts fear in defenses, because he is square. Look at his shoulders, parallel with the line of scrimmage. When he is in that position, you may hit him. Robinson hits him, but you're not going to bring him down. You're going to need 2 or 3 people to get him. You've got to take his legs out, and Nesby Glasgow told us yesterday you have to go through him, not grab onto him.
It is 2nd down inside the 10. 2nd down and 3. Okoye up near a first down, but I believe a yard shy. He had 82 yards rushing just prior to that play.
And if they went on 4th down before with 3 yards to go, this is still 4-down situation for the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't want a field goal here. They want a touchdown.
Marty Schottenheimer, Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator in the red jacket. Here's Tom Catlin, the defensive coordinator.
I like his beard. Thomas, I like your beard, man.
He'd like a big defensive play right now. 14th play on the drive for Kansas City. 3:49 remaining here. Third quarter. Chiefs down by 4. 3rd down, 2.
They've got to get just inside the 5 for a first down.
And again, the play clock was running out, and DeBerg has to call a timeout. Now, was most of the time used over on the sideline getting that play in, or were they just slow when he came up to the line of scrimmage? We'll answer that question when we return to Arrowhead Stadium right after this. 3:39 to go, third quarter.
You said we're a dying breed. That's what you said.
No, I agree. In fact, he's got a few minutes left.
Oh, man, I'm full.
I started combing my hair back when I was about 10 because I knew I'd be bald.
You like rubbish?
No, thank you. It's a little rough for me. So.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I used to babysit. I used to get $0.25 an hour.
Just last week?
Is that the only song you know?
Yeah.
Spend less time at the pump. The CRX HF from Honda.
To a young family like the Holstons, buying a house is a pretty major investment. Luckily, it's an investment they can protect. I'm State Farm Agent Greg Lemansky. Al and Holly had a lot of questions about homeowners insurance. We discussed them all, and State Farm had the answers, plus the coverage and a price that made them feel comfortable. That's a big part of our Good Neighbor service, helping people feel comfortable with their insurance.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
KC, San Diego, thunder and lightning. Ow! Next Sunday.
Back at Arrowhead Stadium, Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire. 3:39 to go, third quarter. Chiefs are coming up, 3rd down and 2, inside the 10-yard line at the 7. 13-play drive.
Would you dare give the ball to Bill Jones?
This is the 14th play after they have to use the timeout as the play clock was running down on DeBerg. Okoye, and I don't know if he got it, Paul. He had to get right to the 5, and they spot him short, I believe, at the 6.
Right back again. So they needed 2. He got 1. You go for 1 more on 4th. Remember.
And the crowd saying go, and they're going to kick a field goal.
If you go on 4th down at the 30-yard line, and now you only have a yard to go, and you were 4th down and 3, why not go down here? You're going to give Seattle the ball if you don't make it at the 5-yard line or 6-yard line.
All right, remember, a quarterback does hold here. That's Steve Pallura holding for Nick Lowery as he goes through his ritual of sighting down that field goal. He's 2 for 2 in the day. This is to get them into within 1. Had trouble with the hold, but Lowery's kick is good.
Rarely do they boo 3 points.
But they just did right now. Lowery has all of Kansas City's points, just like last week, but that's still 1 short of the lead. We'll be right back.
For a linebacker to be an effective blitzer, he has to have speed and quickness. Whenever you have a chance to get to the quarterback, you know that he's thinking, where in the world does this guy come from? But he's going to remember it. And the quarterback will not have as much time as he normally would, and he's got to get rid of the ball. And hopefully some other linebacker is there to get the deflection, and that's a great, great feeling.
Honda, it's the finer points that make the difference.
The Prelude SI. With amazing 4-wheel steering. From Honda. The way it moves will surprise you.
When you give a Radio Shack handheld cellular phone for Christmas, you're giving the gift of convenience and the gift of safety. And now it's at our lowest price ever, just $399. This phone goes with you everywhere, at work or at play, and you'll always know you can be in touch. Bring your family closer together with Radio Shack's handheld cellular telephone at an incredible value of $399, only at Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping.
Next Saturday, Jerry Tarkanian and the national champion Running Rebels take the Soviet Union to the hoop.
Nick Lowery's 3rd field goal of the game, a 24-yard field goal. Kansas City now has it within 1, 10-9. Let's go around the league quickly before Lowery kicks us off here. And the 10-minute ticker, the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Miami leading over the Jets 10-3. Buffalo now their lead down to 7. Chicago well in front. Indianapolis within 4. Minnesota leading. New Orleans blowing out Tampa Bay in the Dome 28-7 in the 3rd quarter.
Finally, New Orleans settled on a quarterback.
Steve Walsh is their guy. So Nick Lowery, 3 field goals last week, ended up beating the Raiders. 3 field goals today. The only problem is Kansas City hasn't been able to stick one in the end zone for a touchdown. He kicks it off, and Derek LaBelle takes it at the goal line. And won't go far. Nice shoestring tackle by Kevin Porter. We'll be right back to Arrowhead Stadium. 2:37 left here in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks have the ball when we return.
The network. It's the most powerful tool in business today. At GTE, we can put that power in your hands. The power of a personalized communications network designed for the success of your business alone. The growth of your business, the prosperity of your business. We've done it for others. We'll do it for you. Because at GTE, the power is on.
MetLife manages assets of over $125 billion. When 45 million people count on you for insurance and financial services, you can never be too strong. Get Met. It pays.
When it comes to brake repairs, some places give you a guesstimate. Midas gives you an estimate, in writing. A thorough inspection, then a price that's right. At Midas, we do brake work, not guesswork. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
The best form of detection against breast cancer is a mammogram. Yet this technology could fail you. Get the facts on NBC Nightly News, Wednesday.
Seattle has not won at Arrowhead Stadium since 1980. And with 2:37 left to go here in the third quarter, they lead Kansas City 10-9. And they're at their own 15-yard line. First and 10. Tackle by Derek Thomas, Dan Saleaumua too, and he got a couple of yards out to the 17-yard line. 71,285 roaring on that play. That's what the crowd is here at Arrowhead today.
We have a situation here where Seattle came out in the second half. This thing that we talked about at halftime, Jimmy, where they have two wide receivers to spread the defense out a little bit, and that's something that you have to do. At that time, John L. was supposed to go to his right, but cut it back in. You're cutting back into the flow of the defense.
2nd and 8. Deron Cherry was coming on a blitz and got picked off. He's got to throw it away.
That's intentional grounding. Now, even though you have John L. Williams coming into play, but he threw the ball out of bounds away. John L. had no chance to get to the ball, and they're going to call intentional grounding by the quarterback. Now, John L. Williams was in the area, but only in the area. Now, Krieg, watch it. It's this good defensive secondary coverage by the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Krieg is looking to throw the ball. He sees John L., but he knows that he's going to get sacked back inside the 10-yard line, and he deliberately throws the ball away.
You know what's amazing, though? Watch Krieg after the flag is thrown.
See, he's talking. Yeah, he's talking to John L. Williams' ear.
Loss of down. 3rd down.
He is really upset. You know, the worst part about this thing is it is a loss of down on top of the play, and you still get the loss even if he would have been sacked.
But what was amazing on that play was that Deron Cherry blitzed and got picked off, but still came back, and he was the guy that forced Krieg to throw it away then. 3rd and 17.
Oh, what a hit!
Touchdown! Saleaumua!
A flag in the end zone, and I believe it's Derek Thomas, the shot in the back, and Krieg, that ball went up in the air and just drilled David Krieg. Saleaumua picks up the touchdown, but Derek Thomas, what a shot. Nobody touched him. And that's Derek Thomas's 3rd sack. Saleaumua, no, don't bend down and pick it up, just kind of fall on it. But there was a flag in the end zone.
I believe it was because of the extra spike of the football. 2 of them spiked it. And Lowery for the extra point. Good.
Remember in the first half, I said a defensive play may turn this ball game around, and it's done by the defense.
Let's go back and check out that possibility of why the flag was thrown.
All right.
There's Saleaumua. He's got the touchdown.
He's happy.
But then someone takes the ball from him, and he spikes it.
Saleaumua never got a chance to spike it.
Yeah, they went out of the picture. Believe me, they did. They went out of the picture, and they spiked the ball. All right, we're going to go to New York right now. Bob Costa standing by with an NFL Live update.
All right, Jim, just as they did earlier this year at Joe Robbie Stadium, the Jets are giving Miami a tough time, but Dan Marino gives the Dolphins the lead with this 4-yard bullet to Tony Page, the former Jet. This after the Dolphins got the ball following a muffed Jet hunt at the New York 6. They immediately cash in and lead 10-3.
Thanks, Bob. 16-10, Kansas City in the lead. Let's watch the situation in the end zone. Saleaumua scores the touchdown. Okay, he's celebrating.
Bad part about this, that's Ross that comes in, Kevin Ross. But Saleaumua never gets a chance to spike his own ball. That's why they gave him a 5-yard penalty.
Kansas City's defense turns it around. Ross gets tagged with the penalty. Lowery kicks it away. Derek Lavelle at the 5. Short of the 25-yard line. Hit on the play by Dante Whitaker, one of the Chiefs' tight ends, and Chris Martin was there too. So Dave Krieg comes apart from the seams there for Chuck Knox. He gets hit with an intentional grounding penalty. Then he just gets hit by Derek Thomas.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, they lead the AFC as far as giveaways and takeaways are concerned. And they just do a job. Interceptions 12, fumbles 13, 25. That's super. That's super defense. But I'll say one other thing about Seattle and Krieg.
Bootleg, and he catches his tight end, Ron Heller, over the 30 to the 32.
When I looked at the statistics of Seattle, they had 5 returns against Seattle for touchdowns. 2 of them were punt returns. But there were 3 other ones. And yesterday I talked to Tom Flores, who's the president, general manager of Seattle, and I asked him, well, what are the other 3? And the other 3 were fumbles by Krieg for touchdowns. And here's the 4th one now this year.
Out at the 33-yard line. They got 8 yards on that first play. 2nd and 2. Trailing by 6. Fenner to the 34-yard line, maybe the 35, and near a first down.
Derek Thomas is hurt, number 58. He got blocked.
And he limps off the field right now. There's Thomas, the man who really is responsible for that touchdown as he blindsided Dave Krieg. They can ill afford to lose him. So Lewis Cooper checks into the lineup for Kansas City as they check out the leg of Derek Thomas. Chris Martin said yesterday he doesn't know how good he is. I think he's right. This guy's going to be super. 11 sacks on the year now for Thomas, as the 3rd quarter is going to end here at Arrowhead Stadium. Kansas City's offense has been sleepwalking all day. It is their defense that has put them in front, 16-10. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Monday, just when Bel Air thought the season was lost, a high-flying Fresh Prince shows up with some help from superstar Isaiah Thomas, NBC Monday.
People are saying we're running out of trees. Well, see for yourself. These are Weyerhaeuser seedlings. And in Oregon, we hand-planted 7.5 million seedlings last year alone. 85% of the seedlings we plant survive, which ensures that even after normal thinning, our harvested forest will be entirely replaced. It's an endless cycle, but that's the idea. Weyerhaeuser, the tree-growing company.
There are people who spend their time looking for an escape route. And once PGE's heating specialists do find steam escaping, they'll show you how to capture it with the heat recovery system, one of 900 energy solutions we've suggested. PGE, not just your energy source, your energy resource.
Everyone knows the Ford Escort was the world's most popular car in the 80s. Now take a look at a car for the 90s. The all-new 1991 Escort. It has everything that made the Escort famous. World-class quality, rock-bottom operating costs. It's the right car at the right price. The 1991 Escort. Designed and built to rival the best small cars in the world. Buy it at your local Northwest Ford dealer.
Get your sports from a real sports fan. Eric Johnson, weeknights.
From the Kansas City bench, as we get set to start the fourth quarter, they are saying that Derek Thomas just bruised his left knee, and they're putting, as a matter of fact, a knee pad. They're trying to get a knee pad on there. It's third down, less than one for Seattle. We start the fourth quarter. John L. Williams, and if he got it, he just got it. Seahawks players, namely Brian Blade, say yes, it's a first down. And it is.
You just don't want to try and make a living running up in the middle of that defensive line.
Now it's time for the Xerox 10-minute ticker. Dan Marino, a touchdown pass to Tony Page, has the Dolphins in the lead. Jim Kelly has thrown 4 touchdown passes. Chicago winning big. Craig Hayward has scored 2 touchdowns for New Orleans, rushing. And here in Kansas City, 16-10 Chiefs starting the fourth quarter. First and 10. Travis McNeil, the tight end for the first time today, gets the ball out to the 38-yard line. Short gain, about 3 yards.
Tackled by Albert Lewis, who's playing corner, and they're doubling up on that outside. And Albert Lewis, once the man gets out of his area, the next thing that he does is he looks back for anything coming back into his area, which is a tight end just running a little fade-out pattern, about a 3-yard play, and then Albert Lewis makes the tackle. He's done that about 2 or 3 times in this ball game.
Seattle took the lead on a 54-yard touchdown pass by Dave Krieg to Jeff Chadwick. But then Dave Krieg was sacked in the end zone by Derek Thomas. He fumbled, and the ball was picked up by Dan Saleaumua to give the Chiefs a lead. Wide open Blades. He's got it deep in Kansas City territory. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line and a first down.
And the guy that blew the coverage was J.C. Pearson, number 24 for Kansas City, and he's really upset with himself because that was his man. Blades was open. Craig found him, and again, he had time to throw the football.
And remember Pearson getting the start today and playing because Kevin Ross has got a bad thigh.
Now here's the play, and Craig looks to the outside, and he sees Blades. Number 24 is the man that actually blew the coverage. Porter is the man who made the play.
24 yards on the pass play and a first down in Kansas City territory. Craig, John L. Williams, is he inbounds? No, didn't get 2 feet in. Dave Krieg wants to take a look at it. Look at him come up pointed. Let's see it again. Got a little shadow situation here now at Arrowhead, don't we?
You got to get 2 feet in bounds, and John L. Williams only had 1. Big shadow problem.
Really? Creeping out now out towards midfield. There's John L. Williams. 13-13 left, regulation time. The Seahawks down by 6. Second down and 10. Derek Thomas is back in and sacking the quarterback.
They don't keep him on the bench very long, do they? That's his 4th sack of the day. And he just takes off and heads right for Craig. He's going to the point, there's Heckes right there to block him, but watch, he's already by him. He goes to the point where he knows the quarterback is going to set up. And Derek Thomas he was there when Craig gets there. Watch when Craig sets up. Just as he sets now, here's Thomas.
You know, I wonder if he knew that he had checked back in. Because I'm sure he would have been a little quicker if he knew 58 was back in there.
You better be aware where 58 is, and that's Derek Thomas.
Third down. I do believe that's number 58 again.
Well, there's also Neil Smith, number 90 is in there.
There's also a penalty against Seattle. And we have Neil Smith not getting up for Kansas City. So we got a little business to take care of here as Tom White will call the Chiefs over to decide about this penalty. And Neil Smith was down on the bottom of that pile. Thomas was on top. Smith was on the bottom.
Holding. 65 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Edwin Bailey.
All right, this time when Craig goes back, Derek Thomas is going to be there. Smith is going to be there. Now here's the holding penalty right here. It's on Derek Thomas. But Neil Smith is at the bottom, and Derek Thomas is at the top. And I just don't see what really happens to Neil Smith, but so that'll give Thomas 4.5 sacks for the day. But here is the holding penalty by Bailey right here. And the official is right on it. He's got him by the arm. Neil Smith comes in. And it may be just hit his head on the carpet. Here comes number 90 to the left of your screen. Now watch it here. He goes down.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Derek Thomas has his head. He's up. Neil Smith is up. He's fine.
Smith is going to get that sack. So Smith gets the sack all the way. They're not going to give Thomas anything on that sack.
Well, there'll be a letter to the league office for Derek Thomas on that one.
I think you're right, because he very much is aware of his sack totals.
And I think he should get at least a half.
Rick Donnelly to punt.
Oh, great kick.
Kicks at the 1. Touchback as it goes through the end zone.
Great kick for distance, but you should try to kick the ball out of bounds and not into the end zone.
There's Neil Smith as they work on him on the Kansas City bench. 12:01 left, and the Chiefs defense keeping them right in the lead.
Mitsubishi has won more major awards in the past 2 years than most car makers could hope for in a lifetime. Save up to $1,000 on selected models at your Mitsubishi dealer now.
Dressing up, stepping out, if you're talking about fun, that's what it's all about. Shake it up, whoa, put it on, check it out.
When you're in a place where the beat goes on, you don't want to fill up. So reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
We're talking about cool, like it's the right beer now. Check it out, check it out.
Because there's a man planning his retirement. Because there's a family hoping to send their kids to college. Because every investor is different, with dreams all their own. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time.
The temperature never drops below Xerox. That's important to remember at a time like this, when it's very dark and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerox Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerox.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The silver bullet is the right beer now. By Liberty Mutual. For insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual. By Xerox, the document company. And by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around.
Jim Donovan and Paul McGuire with 11:49 left here in the fourth quarter at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs lead 16-10. That, my friends, is a definition of a busted play.
Yeah, well, only the center and the quarterback moved. Barry Word. Oh, no. Now, there he is. That's the center right there. Mike Webster, 38 years old, 17 years, and he still stands there on the sideline knowing that he isn't playing with his helmet on the entire ballgame.
He started last week against the Raiders. Imagine after not playing for a long time, getting the start against the Raiders. He was in there for Tim Grunhard, who missed most of the week of practice. He was at his dad's funeral in Chicago.
He's always ready.
And Webster played very well in that game. Grunhard's back in there today. Ball is batted down by Cortez Kennedy, I believe. It is Kennedy with the knockdown.
And the fans are booing again. Better flash that score up again for him. It's 16-10.
Yes, but their offense still has done nothing. I think they enjoy it more when they're on defense.
You know, it's so obvious in a busted play, though, that, you know, here you are, you're getting the ball back after a timeout, after the kick, first down. You should have your signals together, and you don't.
3rd down and 13. Nice stretch out catch by Emil Harry. But I think he's short of the first down, Paul.
He's short, and, you know, the players obviously would like to go for it, but they're not.
And Seattle's defense does their job. 3 plays and out for Kansas City's offense, and they'll hand the ball back over, and Marty Schottenheimer's offense cannot find any kind of real rhythm here today.
Emil Harry makes a great catch again, but, you know, DeBerg has really not been on target all day long. He's had a couple of pass plays, yes, but most of the catches the guys have been making, they've been doing it basically on their own.
Barker to Chris Warren of Seattle.
Oh, there's a clip.
And again, Warren, for the 2nd time today, will have a good return wiped out.
Ricky Andrews, number 52, clips Tracy Rogers, number 52.
Plus, we got a fight. James Jefferson and Jonathan Hayes, the Kansas City tight end, getting into a battle. They are separated, and Seattle already walking backwards. Tom White's had a busy day as our referee today. A lot of penalties in this one.
Gonna have to get some new flags after this one's over with. Worn out. You know, they got a little weight or something in those flags.
That flag looks a little ripped, doesn't it, Paul?
Well, they're stepping on it. Things have been out of his pocket enough.
That darn turf.
Illegal block above the waist in the back by the return team during the return. 10 yards. First down. Timeout.
Chuck Knox disappointed on the way that everything's gone.
Here's 52 on 52. And that is blocking in the back from behind, above the waist below.
Chris Warren going down on the tumble. That's what's left in our game. 16-10.
After millions and millions of hours in the air, after 17 years of staying up all night, every night, so that your packages can be delivered overnight to any address in America, Federal Express has become the first service company ever to win the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. It's the highest honor in American business. And just how did we do this? By being absolutely, positively the best in the business.
Millions of years ago, nature created a vehicle that accelerates, steers, and stops with all fours. That ingenious concept has now been engineered into a car. Introducing the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. With all-wheel drive, all-wheel steering, all-wheel anti-lock brakes, and 300 horsepower instead of just 1. Mitsubishi, the word is getting round.
I'm going to review today's scores very briefly here. 86, 94, 92, and 1 hieroglyph.
That's before we got to the back 9.
I didn't think anybody was keeping score. Column, right? It says here that on the 3rd hole you hit, I don't know, you
a 90-yard putt.
I do. It wasn't a flash.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
Oh, there you go! Toss me the towel, please, Darnell.
Tuesday, there's one dead doctor, 2 twin brothers, one accused of the crime. But who really done it?
I don't know.
It's Double Trouble on Matlock, Tuesday.
All right, that tells you a lot. Seattle has only run the ball for 43 yards, and they've lost 47 yards, being sacked 6 times. 1st and 10. Derek Fenner is stopped at the 25-yard line. As Percy Snow is there, along with Kevin Porter and Saleaumua.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs played a 3-4 defense, and it is all basically determined by the offensive formations. Now, look at the season. You got the defensive backs making 38% of the sacks, right? But look at today's game. I mean, the tackles. Look at today's game, 48% by the linebackers. That's because the Seattle Seahawks have played with 2 tight ends and they bunched everything on the inside.
They got 3, 2nd and 7. John L. Williams.
Oh, great run.
What a nice move by John L. Williams, and a little stiff arm, too, on Percy Snow, and a first down for Seattle to the 37-yard line.
He just jumped out of the way of Kevin Porter, number 27, to pick up the first down. That's just all individual running. The play was designed to go to John L's right, but he cuts it back. Now watch, Maz can't get there. Porter goes down. He just steps aside from him and then picks up the first down. Now, this was designed to go to the right. You know, there's why it can't go right, because it was all blocked off, and John L made the great adjustment to get back to his left.
Incidentally, Neil Smith is not back in the lineup yet. Leonard Griffin is playing that defensive end spot. Great play by Chris Martin. And there's a flag down at the 28-yard line, and it's going against the Seahawks.
And it's also going again against number 66, Andy Heck. And guess who he was holding?
Derek Thomas.
How'd you know that?
Someone was holding a cue card up here.
Illegal use of the hands to hit. Number 66 offense, 10 yards, first down.
Andy Heck is getting a lesson on a linebacker blitz, and here comes 66 is Heck. Derek Thomas. Now watch, he goes back to the outside. Now here is the hands to the head. He's got his left arm up in his face right there, and that's illegal.
It sure is. First down at 20 after the 10-yard penalty on Andy Heck. Back at the 26-yard line of Seattle. They trail by 6. There's another flag down as Craig scrambles and slides when he saw Percy Snow come into the picture. And I think this one's coming back against the Seattle offensive line, too. Yes, sir.
It's another holding penalty. Now, the guy that was in the middle was number 63, Ronnie Lee. Now, whether he was holding or not, I'm not sure.
We'll soon find out. Here's
holding.
Tom White.
Yeah, still holding.
Holding, 63, offense, 10 yards, first down.
So it is on Ronnie Lee.
Ronnie Lee. Now he's to the left of your screen. Now look at, and there is Smith in the game, and he tackles him. And the officials are right on the play, and that's why, I mean, you're in the open, you're right behind, and the official's right behind you.
It's first down and 30. Well, that ball came off his hand funny, didn't it? And Travis McNeil, the tight end, could not hang on. Didn't that look a little strange coming out of his hand?
It looks strange, and I'm going to tell you something. And Travis is kind of glad he didn't catch it because Kevin Porter was sitting right there. Here's Craig coming out. Remember, he's had a few balls slip out of his hands in his throwing career. This ball just looks like it's pushed out, and it is coming out. He short-armed it, and the ball almost didn't get there. Have we seen a screen pass today? We have not seen a screen anywhere, have we?
No, we have not. Second down and 30. 8:35 left here, and the Chiefs leading by 6. And James Jones takes it out to the 21-yard line. The first time we've seen him out of a running back spot today, as he came in at fullback.
He just ran a draw play. They're just trying to get some field position. You know, you got a long way to go. Again, when we were talking to the coaching staff yesterday, and especially John Becker of Seattle, he said, you know, we just cannot afford to be in third and long situations against this defensive secondary, especially the way they disguise their defense and when they're in the nickel, because they blitz almost all the time.
So as you can see, the players are fighting the sun in their eyes, and it's 3rd and 25. It's caught by Blades, but short of the first down as he got out to the 46-yard line. Still a heck of a play by Krieg to get out of that pocket and step up and throw.
With 7:43, they're going to punt the ball because they're only a touchdown from winning this football game, Seattle, and there's no sense of taking a chance now because, number one, their defense has really been doing a great job all day long against Kansas City. We've been talking about the Kansas City defense. The Seattle defense has been doing the same thing.
You're right. I mean, they have not given up a touchdown. Remember, it was the Seattle offense that fumbled on the sack of Krieg in the end zone, but Seattle's defense has not given up a touchdown. Fair catch called for at the 10-yard line. Emil Harry makes the catch. There's a flag down on a 44-yard punt by Donnelly. And this one is coming back, and I would think Kansas City will make them punt it again.
Oh, I would.
Marty Schottenheimer saying take it.
And they'll also tell Emil Harry if the ball is at the 10-yard line, let it go.
Tom White, your referee today, marks the penalty off.
He's been on camera more than you.
An eligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 83, 5 yards, 4th down.
All right, penalty yardage here today. Seattle 102 yards, Paul. And I mean, even Kansas City's 45 is a ton, but 102.
And they did not have a whole lot of penalties coming into this ball game.
And a lot of those are lately coming in the way of holding penalties. All right, here's Harry again at the 16-yard line. And they had good coverage as they tried to separate him from the football. That was James Jones who was down there. And a 43-yard punt. Now Seattle's chore is to hold the Chiefs here, get the ball back, and try and score and win it.
Mitsubishi has won more major awards in the past 2 years than most car makers could hope for in a lifetime. Save up to $1,000 on selected models at your Mitsubishi dealer now.
I think Daddy's home.
Daddy! Daddy, I gotta go outside.
Let's see. Ooh, that's very nice.
What did you do today? Putting it together.
Well, I had some meetings. I made a lot of phone calls.
Didn't you make anything?
No.
Putting it together.
Yes. I made this report.
You made this? It's great.
From the time we first learned to write, we start putting words and pictures together. Book reports when we're kids, documents by the time we're in business. Xerox technology is dedicated to helping you produce documents that have the impact you intend.
Maybe you'll get a good start, too.
Maybe I will.
Putting it together.
Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
KC, San Diego, thunder and lightning. Next Sunday.
Chiefs lead by 6 here at Arrowhead Stadium. Referee Tom White said, go ahead, you guys can get on, Paul.
I'm glad Tom let us on for a while. But, you know, you take a look at it. We've been talking about the Kansas City Chiefs defense all day long. Seattle's defense, 3 field goals, and the offense gave up a touchdown. The defense for Seattle has been sensational, but they've got to do it one more time. They get the ball back to the offense.
All right, 1st and 10 for Kansas City. Short of their 20-yard line. Ward gets the handoff and goes over the 20 to the 23. Barry Ward. We have seen mostly Christian Okoye today. Ward's been spotted in and out.
2nd and 4.
The running Kansas City Chiefs. 30-plus rushing attempts. They win. 5 times this year. They've had 25 rushes. So 5 more rushes and they are there, and they are in the lead. And as you said, Paul, before the ball game, the team that ran the ball better here would win this game. second down 4. Flag is thrown right in the middle of the pack on the running play. Here's Tom again. And so for the first time in a long time, Kansas City is flagged for holding. 6:29 left. Seattle is down by 6, 16-10.
Here's Tommy.
Holding. 79 offense. Second down. 10-yard penalty.
That's the rookie David Zott. Now Miami looks like they're just about there, Paul, at the Meadowlands. Buffalo will go to 8-1. Chicago 24-10. They'll go to 8-1 too.
It just seems to be like 6 outstanding teams in the National Football League at this point, halfway through the season.
6:15 left. Fourth quarter, 16-10. Kansas City leading. But after that penalty, they're second down and 14, deep in their territory. And he throws to Rob Thomas, who gets nailed by Melvin Jenkins. That's the second time today we've seen a real hard clothesline tackle.
And that's one of those shots around the head that an official can actually call that as a personal foul. Watch this. Watch Jenkins, number 24. Watch his right arm. And this is hello headache.
Ooh.
That's a hit.
Thomas now has 7 catches in the game.
How many yards?
53. 5:28 left here. DeBerg sets Stephon Page in motion. Nesby Glasgow was blitzing, and he got it to Page. And that's a first down for Kansas City.
It's a difference. Stephon Page knows where the first down is. He knew that he had to get at least 4 yards downfield. That's all he got. Stephon Page goes in motion. And when he comes down, watch, he goes underneath here. And he knows he has to get 4 yards downfield, which he does. And Blackman makes the tackle. But that's a first down.
Now the clock starts to become a bit of a problem for Seattle as you're under that 5-minute mark. And Kansas City still has the ball, and in fact, they're just starting a new series of downs. First down. Word is back into the backfield. Barry Word with Bill Jones, his fullback. He's got Rob Thomas. At the 48-yard line, he had to come back and almost made a great one-handed catch.
That was a terrible pass. It was a terrible pass because Rob Thomas was open. He was downfield. He had Harper beat. And DeBerg just never gets the ball there. He has time to throw it. But look where this ball is thrown. Thomas is downfield, and he almost makes a spectacular catch.
Indianapolis 6.
Look at how far behind this ball is thrown.
Well, DeBerg has not had a good day throwing the football today at all. Receivers have had a tough time catching the passes. They've been on either side or behind them a lot of times, as you just saw there. Plus, they stopped the clock there. Second down and 10 with 4.5 minutes to go. They had their hands all over Stephon Page, and there is no flag. Eugene Robinson might have gotten away with one there.
Was that Robinson or Harper?
It might have, I saw Robinson at the last second, but let's see. But whoever it was, they had his hands all over the back of Page throughout the entire route.
Yes, Stephon Page, I mean, he's there. He's coming back to the ball. Actually should have caught the ball. Now, here is the play. And I believe it is Harper. He is all over Stephon Page, but he's in his back, and the people are booing. Even they saw it. Goes down as a good defensive play, though.
76 offense. Penalty is declined.
So there was holding to boot on the play. And the holding penalty is called on John Alt. Third down conversions as the Chiefs come up third down now. 1 of 2 less than 3 yards. 6 of 11.
But you know, the secret to two teams that run the ball as much as these two teams is when they get to third down situations, they want to be under 3 yards. Here comes the blitz.
And they got him. Nesby Glasgow actually was coming over the top. Rufus Porter knocked DeBerg back into the middle of the pocket, and then they knock him down. And Seattle's defense does what they had to do. Get the ball back for their offense.
Here comes Desby Glasgow on the other side, and that's the guy DeBerg sees right there. Even though he doesn't make the tackle, he should get credit for the sack. And the reason that Seattle refused the penalty on 2nd down is because didn't want to give Kansas City another chance at the ball, because there's only 4:10 and counting in the ball game. They want the ball back.
Chris Warren into the shadows here at Arrowhead Stadium as Brian Barker stands back at his 5-yard line. They've got a return set up.
Super kick.
And Warren does a pretty good job to get some kind of yardage out of that, out to the 35-yard line. Frank Winters makes the tackle. He's the snapper who's down first on the play. Say be sure to join NBC Sports next Sunday as we continue our coverage of the NFL. 12:30 Eastern Time, NFL Live. O.J. Simpson will do a piece on parity in the NFL. Is there parity in the NFL? Then most of you will see Marion Butts and the San Diego Chargers collide with these Kansas City Chiefs here at Arrowhead Stadium. Others will see Warren Moon against Cleveland with their new head coach, Jim Schaffner. Check your local listings for your game. Dave Krieg needs a touchdown.
Derek Thomas with his 5th sack of the day. Actually is 5.5 sacks.
And it's the 7th total sack on the day for Kansas City.
That time the protection was pretty good at this point. Heck is trying to get to Derek Thomas. Now Thomas is actually flushed out by Saleaumua, and then Derek Thomas finishes it off.
2nd down, 17. Here comes Moz.
Screen.
And Derek Fenner gets it open over the 30-yard line to the 34. The first screen pass that's been thrown today.
I was waiting on that, but that time what Seattle did is they actually blocked Derek Thomas with 2 people just to try and slow him down.
Now we're at 3 minutes to go. Seattle 3-5 coming into the game after a bad loss last week in the Kingdom against San Diego. They know that wild card dreams are slipping by as the losses mount up. 3rd and 11. Chris Martin can't get him. And what a catch by John L. Williams at the 45-yard line. And what a throw by that guy. First down, Seattle.
This was a great throw by Craig and a great catch by John L. But Deron Cherry made a mistake. Deron Cherry, watch at the end of this play, number 20. He tries to hit the ball carrier there. Instead of going for the ball, he tried to hit John L. Just a heads-up play by David Krieg, who's been running for his life and sacked, what, 7 times? Unbelievable.
2 minutes to go. Down by 6, but come up with a big play. And now they huddle, and we'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be great if
you were centering facing the great Garbanzo in the wrestling match of the year? And wouldn't it be great if the sponsor was a beer? A really great beer like Keystone, the fresh cold filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if Garbanzo excused himself and you left with his manager, the lovely Darlene? Cold filtered Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
Liberty Mutual presents the automobile accident that never happened, because we continually work to prevent auto accidents and injuries. In helping to pioneer safety belts, Liberty Mutual Insurance helped make driving safer for everyone. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty.
Almost home.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Television's acclaimed studio host, football's most recognizable personality, and the game's preeminent journalist. NFL Live, we've got the lineup.
Jim Donovan, Paul McGuire at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs lead 16-10 over Seattle. Seattle hasn't won at Arrowhead since 1980. They're 3-5 right now. A loss here today, really 3-6, is a long way from trying to make it into the playoff field. But a 23-yard pass play on 3rd down by Dave Krieg to John L. Williams has given them life. With 2 minutes to go, they're in Chiefs territory and have all of their timeouts left. First down.
Derek Thomas. That's 6 sacks for Derek, 6.5. I don't agree with our scorer here, but I still think it's 6.5. Derek Thomas is putting a clinic as far as linebackers are concerned. But again, when you see a man make a sack, watch how much time Krieg has. There's no one to throw the ball to. That's just tremendous defensive coverage downfield. And then Derek Thomas comes off a fitter and makes the play. Outstanding.
2nd and 20. Loose football. Andy Heck comes up with it. The offensive lineman for the Seahawks to the 49-yard line. Got Dino Hackett down on the turf. He's hurt. Dino Hackett, the linebacker for the Chiefs, is injured. Looks like he's holding on to a hand or a wrist. Let's see the play once again.
I don't know if they say now that Krieg threw the ball or not, because they moved it back to the 45-yard line. And here is the heat. Bill Maas is there. Neil Smith's there. And that ball comes out.
I think Thomas Ball knocked it out from behind.
And Dino Hackett runs into Heck.
So we have an injured player down, and we'll check out that situation. Let's go to Bob Costas right now in New York and NFL Live Update.
All right, Jim, with just over 2 minutes to play in Foxborough, the Colts take their first lead of the day as Jeff George zings this one 26 yards to Billy Brooks. They're up on New England 13-10 as the former Patriot coach Ron Meyer exults. By the way, only 29,000 in Foxborough today.
29,000 in Foxborough, over 75 here at Arrowhead Stadium, and still Dino Hackett is down on the turf out by the 49-yard line. Now, he was injured on this last play when Dave Krieg had the ball knocked loose.
Dino Hackett's coming in. He sees the ball bounce. Heck picks it up, and watch this collision. And he gets hit in the head. You saw his head just turn.
You know, then he got hit on the second time when Neil Smith came in to finish the play off. There's Dino Hackett. So he goes to the sideline. Now officially, Derek Thomas has been given 7 sacks in this game. So he is going to get that other sack that you were talking about that he should have got a half sack on.
I am so happy for him. He's having a ball.
He's having a record day. That's an NFL record. Congratulations to him. 3rd down and 26 for Seattle. Tommy Kane, fumble, Chris Martin.
Let me just say something about David Krieg. David has done everything that he could possibly do in this ball game. He's been thrown all over the place by Derek Thomas and others. And Kane goes downfield. Now look at the coverages there. So they're setting up in a zone defense. You see Martin 57 is there. Kane is going to get the ball here. He is popped by Ross, and the ball pops right into Chris Martin's hands. Alert defense. And Kansas City has the ball. But look at Krieg. I mean, the guy is just trying to make some things happen. And he did on this play. Gets the ball to Kane. And he should know as soon as he touches that ball, he's going to get hit. Kansas City is taking a timeout. What a long day for David.
Chuck, you don't have to call a timeout. Kansas City just did. We'll be right back.
His friends had to decide what game to watch on TV. It was a toss-up.
Heads or tails? Heads.
Then Tom got smart.
Very smart!
He got this Magnavox TV with a built-in smart window, so Killer could watch football on the main screen.
Without getting mad when Stork and I check out basketball on the smart window.
You might say Magnavox saved your friendship, Tom.
You could actually say it saved my life.
Magnavox. Smart choice. Very smart.
Jim Donovan, Paul McGuire back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Chiefs are on their way to their 6th win of the year, thanks in large part to that man, Derek Thomas, who has set an NFL record today with seven quarterback sacks. Guys go through a year not getting that many.
I was just going to say, he's had a year today. I mean, he has just been something. Look at him. He's just been having a ball.
A minute 15 left. And Okoye. Submarine. There's a loose ball. And I believe Kansas City might have gotten it back. Seattle calls a timeout. All right, but there was a fumble by Okoye, and the Chiefs do recover the ball. Here it is.
Christian coming right up the middle. He's square. But as he's going down, that ball does come out.
And the Chiefs recover. We'll be right back with a minute 8 left.
Top Motor Oil announces one top guarantee. Ask your participating service center about Quaker State's top lubrication guarantee. 250,000 miles or 10 years. Register your new car absolutely free at a participating service center. Use only Quaker State. Have oil and filter changed as directed at a service center. And if any lubricated engine part suffers an oil-related breakdown, you're covered. Quaker State guarantees it in writing. The big Q is one top motor oil.
Second down, and Okoye bundles that ball up this time after he fumbled on the last play. Look at Jeff Bryant, 77, trying to reach in there and steal the ball away from him with a minute 3 left.
Hey, Mom! Hey, Mom! Send food! Hey! I'm hungry! Send food! Hey, New Orleans, Louisiana, baby!
Derek Thomas on the bench. There's Saleaumua over the top. But I'll tell you, it's been Mr. Thomas today. Kick off your night on NBC. Help solve a mystery on a special edition of Unsolved Mysteries, followed by the compelling, dramatic, and provocative new series, Life Stories. Then the big one hits tonight. NBC presents a world premiere miniseries starring Joanna Kearns, Ed Begley Jr., Dan Lauria, Bonnie Bartlett, and Richard Macer in the big one, the Great Los Angeles Earthquake, beginning tonight, followed by an NBC News special report, Waiting for the Quake, anchored by Maria Shriver tonight, and it's all here on NBC.
They're really good.
I'll tell you what, when Derek Thomas hits a quarterback, that's a pretty big quake itself, and he's hit him a lot today.
He just made about, out of their 30-minute highlight film, he just made about 26 minutes of it.
They'll throw in a couple of Okoye runs to finish it off, and some music. Third down. Barry Ward in the lineup, chased hard by Tony Woods, and then Nesby Glasgow finishes him off. A big loss on the play, and Seattle uses their final timeout. So I think we've got some final scores on our 10-minute ticker. Let's check and see. Miami's just about there. Buffalo won to go to 8-1. Chicago's winning. Indianapolis wins, with the Patriots in front of only 29,000, as Bob Costas told you. Losing again at home. Minnesota wins and New Orleans wins. So New Orleans has strung together a couple of wins. Chuck Knox talking to referee Tom White. His team looking at going to 3-6, and the Arrowhead Stadium jinx, I think you can now say, continues for him. Now, he has not won here as a Seattle coach. They haven't won here since 1980.
And unless they block this punt, they may not.
We have 57 seconds left. The Seahawks are out of timeouts. Their defense, we've talked a lot about Derek Thomas and his gang for Kansas City, but Seattle's defense has done a fantastic job themselves here this afternoon. As Brian Barker now will try and get this one out of harm's way. Jumped off, but got back onside. Trying to block it, and they almost got there. Ron Heller almost blocked that punt. Chris Warren gets tagged hard. Loose football. Chiefs say they have it, but the referee says that Warren was down.
He was down and almost out.
Jonathan Hayes came up with the football, and he might have been the one that delivered the hit, too. Let's watch the play. Look at Warren.
Well, there's no fair catch here, and watch this. That is Hayes. Look at this hit. Now, remember, the ground can't cause a fumble. And it's just, you know, here's Rusty Tillman, the special teams coach. I think what he wants him to do is call for a fair catch because you have no protection. Look out.
It's a screen pass. John L. Williams. And Seattle isn't done yet. They're at the 50-yard line, but they're out of timeouts. 35 and running. Left. 16-10. Kansas City leads by 6. Up to the line of scrimmage they come. That's open. Down to the 25-yard line. Tommy Kane, he picks up 25 yards on the play.
He's got to burn
10
one right
seconds
here.
left. He's got to get him up and spike the ball into the ground. There it is. Stopped with 4 seconds left. What a gutsy comeback by Seattle. But can they get it into the end zone now? 25 yards away.
There's only one play, and it's got to be at the end zone. There's, you know, no gimmicks here. And they're just saying, everybody get down on the goal line and wait. Because they'll come to you. Yeah, look, you got Duron Cherry, go sit down in the end zone somewhere.
Chuck Knox screaming out instructions to his offense. 4 seconds left. This is it. Need a touchdown to win it.
Duron Cherry is down at about the 5-yard line. He's just waiting. They're backing off.
Look out for Derek Thomas. Paul Skansi's got it.
Is this? I'm telling you something. David Krieg has done everything that he could possibly do in a ball game as a quarterback to win a football game.
Paul Skansi made the catch. Marty Schottenheimer will now hope that Norm Johnson will miss the extra point.
Skansi is downfield. Now look at, you've got to get into the end zone. He's just all by himself. Now I don't know. There's Duron Cherry. Martin is not deep enough. Skansi goes up. That ball is right on target and is perfect. There's one other thing about Derek Thomas in this play.
This is for the ball game. Seattle wins on the last play of the game. They hadn't won here since 1980, and David Krieg fires a touchdown pass, and Chuck Knox comes away with a huge Seahawks victory.
Derek Thomas had David Krieg in the backfield, but Krieg spins out of it and then finds Skansi downfield. I mean, it's just a super play. David Krieg, you know, you talk about, even though Derek Thomas had 7 sacks today, this young man is the player of the game as far as I'm concerned. He did so many things today to try to make this team win, and he finally accomplished it in the last 4 seconds of the ball game.
Now remember, up in Seattle, he threw 4 interceptions in that game, and Seattle beat Kansas City. And today, he takes another beating. He gets sacked a bundle of times in the game, 7 by Derek Thomas alone. And then Krieg fires a touchdown pass to that man, Paul Skansi, for the touchdown. 10 times he was sacked. Let's go back to that final play of the ball game.
Watch Derek Thomas, 58. Right there, he's got Krieg. Now, the question is, was it in the grasp? They said no. The play goes, and look at this pass. And Paul Skansi goes up, makes a play, touchdown, and that's a game.
Well done, number 17, David Krieg. Out of the hold of Derek Thomas for really the first time of the day. but he got away and rifled a touchdown pass. Norm Johnson's extra point was good. Seattle is a winner in Kansas City since the first time since September 14th, 1980, and they win by the exact same final score, 17-16.
So, hey, young man, I tell you, you talk about staying in there and not getting discouraged. What a game he played today. I mean, he was thrown all over this field, mainly by Derek Thomas, but yet he stayed in there when it counted with 4 seconds left to go and scores and win the ball game. That's super.
17-16, your final score here from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Paul Skansi, the Washington Husky, comes up with the catch, and once Craig got away, he found 82 for the touchdown pass. 17-16, Seattle's a winner, and we'll be right back.
Neither snow nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
By using a complete address, you can help us deliver even better on a promise we made a long time ago.
They say drink plenty of fluids. Swallowing's total pain.
To stop sore throat pain fast, Advanced Formula Chloraseptic has the power of phenol. It penetrates nerve endings to work on contact, so it gives the fastest relief. And nothing lasts longer. Advanced Formula Chloraseptic works fastest, and nothing lasts longer. For fast relief when you're away from your spray, also try great-tasting Chloraseptic lozenges.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
What a game.
It is an absolutely stunned crowd that is really still trying to leave Arrowhead Stadium because they can't believe what they have just seen. The Seattle Seahawks, on the last play of the game, beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They're down by 6. Here you go, Paul.
Well, and Skansi just goes downfield. Now, Deron Cherry, number 20, is the middle guy. He's a safety, but he drifts to his left on the right of the screen, and you'll just see him at the end come in. The surprise is that Skansi got behind everyone. There's Ross's over there, but they never got close to him, and then Craig scrambles out because Derek Thomas had him in the grasp, which you'll see here. Derek Thomas coming from the right of the screen. He grabs him here. David Krieg goes out. Now look at this, and he has enough presence of mind to find Paul Skansi downfield, throws the ball. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Now, I have to say that on the last play of the game like that, and from seeing the replay, I would have to say no, he was not in the grasp. And indeed, I think I saw in the back there referee Tom White nod that he was not in the grasp, but the play was okay.
Just remember one thing now. It's grasp and control. Derek Thomas did not have control. It was an excellent call by the official, but the great play of David Krieg. And again, you can't say enough about what David did today, because here's a guy that was sacked all over the field 7 times by one guy alone who almost got his 8th, and still had enough presence of mind to keep his composure to get the ball downfield. And you can see David Krieg, and he knows. He said, hey, for 59 minutes and 54 seconds, or 56 seconds,
right,
I was 56 getting battered all over the field.
Not so for the Cardinals. Buffalo looks very strong now. Miami over the Jets. They keep pace with Buffalo in the AFC East. And you just saw the highlights of that thrilling finish, Seattle over Kansas City. 24-17 here. Hand off to Mustard. And now the Bears will do nothing but work on the clock, which shows 3:25 to go.
They still need, though, to pick up a first down to salt this one away. And to do that, they're going to have to put the ball up in the air, perhaps. It's going to be about 3rd and 4 to go for the first down.
Been a very quiet day for the running backs of the Chicago Bears. Muster now with 20 yards and Anderson with 22. The leading ground gainer is the injured Jim Harbaugh. He had 48 on 5 carries before he went into the locker room with that bruised shoulder. 3rd and 3. Harbaugh puts it up, knocked down, and Atlanta will get it back.
Andre Bruce with the play there as he read Harbaugh. Actually, it's Tomczak with a quick set, trying to hit Morris on the slant. Number 93 is Andre Bruce, and he doesn't even rush the passer. He just looks at the quarterback's eyes and plays like Patrick Ewing, knocking that one down.
Now, if you're Jerry Glanville, do you come after Buford again on the punt?
You bet you do. He's got one shook-up punter he's facing now.
Jerry Fontenot is the center, and Buford back at the 30-yard line. Here they come, and there it goes. Sanders has it bounce and will not be able to return it. The ball is down at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Sanders has to make that catch. He has to, for one reason and one reason only, to stop the clock. Because with change of possession, the clock will stop. He lets the ball hit on the ground and roll around for 3 or 4 yards, but more importantly, 4 or 5 or 6 seconds goes off this 2 minutes and 31, you see.
That leaves us at 24-17, 2:31 to go, and the ball at the 13-yard line. The Atlanta Falcons, heavy underdogs coming in, have scratched and clawed back to a 7-point deficit. Saw Bill Fralick, the right guard, come up and get in his stance. And they're having a problem with the down markers on the far side. Up at the 40-yard line, the down marker is being twisted around and finally moved. Here they come.
You think Woody Hayes was here playing with the down markers?
Glanville may have reached out and tripped the guy. Twisted it. Now we're set. Atlanta 24-17. They trail the Chicago Bears.
And they only have to go 87 yards into the wind for the tying touchdown.
Michael Haynes stops the clock by getting out of bounds at the 21. Giants with an early lead over the Rams of 3-0. That game coming up as soon as ours is finished. As the second half of our doubleheader. Second down. Clock shows 2:26 to go. 2nd and 2.
Remember, the Falcons have no timeouts left.
Bears will send 4. Maybe only 3. Miller deep left side. He's got a man open. It's James Milling. And Milling had gotten by David Tate and could not quite catch up with the ball.
Well, Chris Miller only threw that ball 70 yards into this wind, and Milling just trying to get under it. Couldn't quite catch up to it. Unbelievable throw by Miller. Milling is the outside receiver, and he's just on a straight fly pattern. And this ball is just sailing down the field, just out of the reach.
There goes Milling to the left side. It's 3rd and 2. Drill to the left side, and Milling gets out of bounds with the first down. And that stops the clock with 2:14 remaining.
You know, that may seem like an insignificant play, but the effort by James Milling to crawl out of bounds, you never know if this is the difference in whether the Falcons tie this one up or not. Watch, the ball comes in low to number 84 here. He makes the grab on his knees, hits down to his shoulder, and barely gets out of bounds before the defender can come up and touch him dead.
1st and 10, Atlanta. Right side. Michael Haynes can't hang on.
This is the secondary of the Bears, and this is what Miller's looking at, a very loose zone coverage. They're going to give up this 10, 15-yard pass if Haynes makes the grab, but they're not going to let another James Milling get behind them.
2nd and 10. 2:09 to go in the ball game. This will be Miller's 43rd pass of the ball game. Whoops! Direct snap goes to Steve Broussard, and he fights his way out to the 35-yard line. That interesting. Normally they only run that play when they've got Rozier in the lineup.
And an interesting call because Glanville knew the clock would stop here at the 2-minute warning.
It has done that. It's a 7-point margin. Chicago 24-17, 2 minutes to go.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Not long ago, one of the first Lumina sedans was bought by a family of 5. They said they liked the gas mileage, all the room it had, and they liked the price. Since then, the Lumina sedan has quickly become the best-selling new car name in America. Apparently, a lot of people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
As beneficial as self-examination is, Mary Brody won't feel the tiny lump in her breast for another 2 years. But she'll discover it tomorrow, after her first mammogram, thanks in part to a new X-ray film created by DuPont that makes it safer to start mammography early. And for Mary, early detection means a 2-year head start on the rest of her life. At DuPont, we make the things that make a difference.
Final 2 minutes of what has become a very fascinating game. Atlanta and the Chicago Bears 24-17. Jerry Glanville's bunch has a 3rd and a short 2 needed to sustain the drive. And they trail by 7 points.
And you know he'll use that 4th down if he doesn't get it here.
Actually, they've listed it officially at 1 yard needed for the first down. Miller left side has the first down. James Milling with a catch in front of David Tate. The clock cannot be stopped by the Atlanta Falcons.
But you know, this is the way they practice this red gun. They don't mind not having much time to work with it. This is a perfect offense to get back into a game like this.
4-man rush, straight rush. Miller has it picked off. Intercepted by Bestie Jackson. No flags down. Jackson has a touchdown. Pressure from Richard Dent, the interception by Bestie Jackson.
Well, Dent is all over Miller. Miller has no chance of throwing this ball. Jackson comes up with the interception. Number 95 is great pressure by Dent. The ball goes end over end to Bestie Jackson. And this former Husky has himself a touchdown.
First interception of the 1990 season for Bestie Jackson, the 4th interception by the Bears today. Whoops, bobbled snap. And for the 2nd week in a row, an extra point goes awry for the Chicago Bears. But Bestie Jackson reinserted in the starting lineup because of the injury to Donnell Wolford gives the Bears their 20th pass interception of 1990.
And if you look at the type of season the Falcons have had already this year, it's one of those shoulda, woulda, and coulda type of deals. They should have beat Detroit earlier. They would have beat San Francisco in one of those games if Miller didn't fumble at the end of the game. And they could have beat Pittsburgh last week, and this game could fit right in there with them. They have a chance here as the game comes down to the end, but great pressure by the Bear front line, especially number 95, Richard Dent, causes a turnover, and the Bears go to 8-1.
Last week, 5 turnovers cost Atlanta in a loss to Pittsburgh. And today, 4 interceptions and a fumble loss. Chicago came in with a plus 13 turnover advantage. They will build on that. They were #1 in the league. And Bestie Jackson with the interception of 45 yards. Kevin Butler will kick off for the Atlanta Falcons, and that should do it in the ball game. 1:28 remaining now. Deion Sanders, who has had a very quiet day. Sanders at the 7-yard line. And he doesn't get back to the 20. He's knocked down at the 18. Tonight on CBS, we begin with 60 minutes. If war breaks out in the middle, here's Miller back again. Left side, it's caught. The clock will not stop. The pass is complete to Michael Haynes. And the Falcons will hurry up, try and get one more play run. Clock nearing 1 minute to go. Miller across the middle. That's caught for a first down at the 43-yard line by Floyd Dixon. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS, Charles H. Milton III and Ed Gorn. Today's game produced by Mark Wolf and directed by Larry Cavallina. The NFL Today produced by Eric Mann, directed by Duke Struck. Miller back on first down. Dances left, pulls up and goes deep for Sean Collins, who is wide open. And a flag is going to be thrown, apparently on David Tate. Raiders again 13-3, and the Giants still lead by 3. "48-yard penalty on David Tate.
Yeah, the side judge, Nate Jones, figured that Sean Collins had a shot at this ball, and I got to agree with him.
Defense, number 49, first down.
The first down comes with 29 seconds remaining in the ball game. A 48-yard penalty on David Tate. First and 10 from the 11. Collins goes left. Haynes comes right. 29 seconds to go. Miller across the middle, incomplete. And that will stop the clock with 24 seconds remaining. Our senior producer of the NFL on CBS is David Winter. Our executive producer, Ted Shaker. Had David Cosmo Yagi keeping stats today. And Nancy Lundquist and Joe Cash as spotters. The crowd is back. And the team Fouts was here.
You bet. A full booth here in Chicago, even that little fog.
24 seconds to go. Miller chased by William Perry. Into the end zone, incomplete, 17 seconds to go. And while we're passing along the accolades as Tom Thayer and his teammate Jim Colbert celebrate what will apparently be a victory. Thanks to our technical crew for the pictures and the sound and the tape and so on. It'll be third down. Glanville's team on the verge of losing here, but they put forth a valiant effort in the second half, and I'm sure Mike Ditka's review of this game will not be totally glowing.
Especially that special teams meeting is going to be a rough one tomorrow.
Into the end zone, caught, touchdown. Andre Rison.
Well, that's Rison's 9th catch for a touchdown this year, and finally he has something to talk about. This is a fine job by Miller, hanging in there and waiting for his touchdown maker to get open. Back of the end zone, beats double coverage, but it's a little bit late.
Scott Fulhaig will hold, and Greg Davis will try the extra point. And now 30-24 with an onside kick forthcoming.
Absolutely. And the only thing they can hope is to recover it and throw a bomb, because once they get the ball, there will be less than 10 seconds to go.
And Dan, I'm going to go back to something we talked about at the very beginning of the broadcast. You said that if Atlanta is going to win today, Chris Miller's going to have to throw 50 times. How many has he thrown so far?
49. And if they get the ball,
he'll
back,
make it an even 50.
Don't make me a liar, Chris.
Andre Rison's 6th catch of the day, his first touchdown. And the onside kick coming up now by the Atlanta Falcons. The sure hands people will be on the field for the Chicago Bears.
Hey, you see all these guys, there's Stinson and Gale, Sean Gale, Vesty Jackson, a couple of defensive backs, and a couple of running backs and receivers up there as well.
13 seconds to go.
And the ball falls off the tee.
By the Falcons. The adjustment by the Bears. That did not go 10 yards.
Absolutely. Tracy Johnson. Boy, what a mistake that is.
Nate Jones makes the call. Jim Tunney again has to break up the extracurriculars. Ball was touched by Tracy Johnson before it traveled 10 yards, so it will be Chicago's ball.
Number 43 is Johnson, and this ball goes about 5 or 6 yards, and he